Think back to the last time you felt truly stressed. Your heart raced, your breathing sped up, and maybe your palms even started to sweat. That intense reaction, one that nearly every human can relate to, is stress in action. It's our body's survival response, an evolved mechanism that's been keeping humans alive for millions of years. But what exactly is stress? And why, in a world more firmly under humanity's control than ever before, do we still experience it so frequently? Stress is our body's response to anything that disrupts our inner balance, or what scientists call homeostasis. When something throws us off, whether it's a missed deadline or a near-miss car accident, our body reacts to get us back on track. That reaction is the fight or flight response, our body's way of ramping up to face the challenge. And in some extreme cases, this response can lead to incredible feats, like finding the strength to lift a car off a loved one. So how does this internal chain reaction work? Our stress response is a dual process involving two main pathways, the fast response and the slow response. It all starts in a tiny part of the brain called the hypothalamus. The instant a threat is perceived, our nervous system triggers the fast response via the sympathetic adrenal medullary axis. This sends a signal to the adrenal glands, telling them to release epinephrine, more commonly known as adrenaline, which is a type of hormone that jumpstarts nearly every system in the body. When adrenaline flows, it's like pressing the body's gas pedal. Heart rate and blood pressure increase, blood sugar elevates, our breathing deepens, digestion slows, and our senses sharpen. We're on high alert, ready to react. While all of this is happening, a secondary process, the slow response, begins. This pathway, called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, leads to the release of cortisol, another stress hormone. Cortisol reinforces the changes triggered by adrenaline, keeping the body in an alert state and restricting non-essential functions like digestion and the immune system to focus on immediate survival. These two pathways, fast and slow, work together, allowing us to handle everything from minor stressors to life-threatening emergencies. Stress can take many forms, but it generally falls into two categories: acute and chronic. Acute stress is short-lived. It's what we feel in response to a sudden scare or when rushing to meet a deadline. The effects are temporary, like a quickened pulse and focused thinking, but once the event is over, our body relaxes. Chronic stress, on the other hand, persists for a long time or frequently recurs. It happens when we face persistent or recurring stressors, like work pressures or financial difficulties. Over time, chronic stress keeps the body's alert system active, subjecting the individual to the prolonged physical and psychological effects of adrenaline and cortisol. This ultimately leads to tissue dysfunction and an increased risk of serious health problems. Lastly, there's traumatic stress, which occurs after exposure to deeply disturbing events. Trauma can impair a person's ability to cope, and in some cases, it leads to post-traumatic stress disorder. You've probably felt the effects of adrenaline, a pounding heart, rapid breathing, and racing thoughts. These are classic signs of an acute stress response, with adrenaline surging through our bloodstream and isn't typically harmful to physiology. But chronic stress can paint a different picture. When stress hormones stay elevated, they begin to strain the body. Chronic stress can result in persistent high blood pressure, obesity, and poor digestion. Studies even show that prolonged stress can impact pigment cells and hair follicles, leading to graying hair. Mentally, chronic stress can take a toll too. Persistent levels of stress hormones can also have several psychological effects, including negative thought patterns, difficulty focusing, or inappropriate reactions to basic life events. In some cases, this can lead to anxiety disorders or depression. Stress may be an ancient survival mechanism, but in today's fast-paced world, it's often out of sync with our needs. As research advances, scientists are exploring ways to better understand stress and its effect on the body. By targeting the biology of stress directly, we may someday have tools to curb its negative impacts. How do you handle stress? Let us know in the comments, and if you learned something new, consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this.